second part, whether people can pay their fees, surviving on their rent, bills, and all that stuff out here. वो एक काफी बहुत ज्यादा stressful चीज है. I've seen
हाँ.
people do it. I've seen people going through the struggles.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Neha and you're watching ME Australia. So in today's video, I have a very special guest with me. I think you know him. It's Mazhar from Mars Vlogs. And in today's video, I'm going to interview him because he's an international student in Australia and he has a really good story to share with you. So I will pass it to Mazhar to share more about him. Over to you.
Hey Neha, happy to be here on your channel to discuss my side of the story regarding being an international student in Australia. I'll be more than happy to give some sort of inputs जो कि future students या फिर current students जो है उनके काम आ सकते हैं चीजें. So I'm happy to be here on your channel, just answer the questions and queries and any sort of things that we can discuss can help people.
Thanks, Maz. So what we will be doing in today's video is I will be interviewing Maz. I will be asking him a few quick questions and he will be answering them. Okay, so if you're ready, this is not a rapid fire, but your first question is, Maz, tell me more about yourself, your background. So when did you move to Australia? What course did you choose? What university did you choose? Yeah.
Okay, so basically I came to Australia around in 2018 to be precise. मैं आया था Feb 2018 में. I've completed my bachelor's back in India in electrical and electronics engineering. Then I was working in IT out there for an MNC. But then I wanted to study out here, not here exactly, but I wanted to pursue more studies, wanted to study specific thing. So that's when I decided I wanted to move to further studies. Bahar jana hai mujhe. Wasn't precisely Australia at that point of time, but I wanted to study. So that's the reason I came up here to study masters in IT from one of the good universities out here. Yeah.
All right. And I think you started talking about it, but tell us more about why did you choose Australia and not Canada or US or UK, any other country for that matter?
Yeah, this is a question where a lot of people ask me because जब मैं pursue कर रहा था masters, there was a lot of things going on in US at that point of time where a lot of immigrants were being sent back and a lot of different issues. And obviously जब मैं आ रहा था अपने मास्टर्स के लिए तो आई एम अ प्रीटी प्रैक्टिकल पर्सन, तो अगर मैं अपना टाइम एंड मनी इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ तो आई वुड ऑब्वियसली वांट टू थिंक लॉन्ग टर्म. तो लॉन्ग टर्म के हिसाब से एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम यूएस वाज आउट ऑफ स्कोप क्योंकि ऑफ ऑल द टेंशंस गोइंग ऑन. देन द रेस्ट लेफ्ट वाज कनाडा और ऑस्ट्रेलिया, दो आई हैड अ लॉट ऑफ कजिन्स इन कनाडा. बट जो मैं पढ़ना चाह रहा था वहाँ पे यूनिवर्सिटीज काफी कम थी कनाडा में, सो आई डिसाइडेड टू कम टू ऑस्ट्रेलिया इंस्टेड. या
All right. My next question would be कि of course जब आप यहाँ पढ़ाई करते हो फीस बहुत ज्यादा होती है, जो आपके नॉर्मल एक्सपेंसेस हैं वो भी बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं. So how did you manage your expenses when you were studying?
So that's very much important क्योंकि honestly it depends कि आप कहाँ पे पढ़ाई कर रहे हो. For example, अगर आप मेलबर्न पढ़ रहे हो, सिडनी पढ़ रहे हो या फिर कोई रीजनल एरिया पढ़ रहे हो, that's very important. But Sydney, as you all know, is very expensive. It's the most expensive place out here in Australia. So luckily I had my family backing, so I didn't have to struggle a lot, honestly. I won't lie about it that मैं अपनी sympathy gain करने के लिए I won't say that I've worked so hard and all that. I worked hard, but then I didn't have a lot of pressure because I had my family backing to pay the fees and all that stuff. But then expenses obviously needs to be taken care by you because काफी expensive है. You cannot be depending on your family month in month out to just pay your rents or expenses. So yes, जैसे ही मैं आया था first week or two, I had my roommate who also came in the same day to Australia along with me. So we both started exploring places, going out, how things work. But more importantly ऐसा था कि everything was done on by ourselves क्योंकि मुझे एक भी बंदा पता नहीं था ऑस्ट्रेलिया में honestly when I came up. I didn't have any relative, not even a friend at that point of time. So just went out, got to know how things work, कैसे आप approach कर सकते हो लोगों को for jobs and all that stuff. Because जब आप student होते हो And it was a challenge for me, honestly, because coming up from a IT background, working as a full-time developer, and coming here to doing casual jobs, especially when you're a student, was a challenge. But luckily, I got a job in a retail place where I was working as a supervisor for the billing and all when I just came up as a student. So that's where like I got good enough money to manage my expenses, the bills, rents, everything. So touch wood, it was good for me. The way things work wasn't quite hard, to be honest. I won't say that, I had struggles. You do have struggles, but yeah, comparatively, जैसे मैंने लोगों का देखा है, I've seen like people struggle a lot to pay their fees and all that stuff. So yeah, simple and short.
So Mazhar, I am happy that you were lucky कि आपके expenses आप अपने खर्चे जो है वो निकाल सकते थे with your salary that you were getting in your casual job, और आपको फीस की इतनी चिंता नहीं थी. But I'm sure there were a lot of people जो struggle करते होंगे with their expenses, क्योंकि हाँ सबको इतना family support नहीं मिलता. तो कैजुअल जॉब्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाते हैं ऐसे सिचुएशन में, सो दैट एटलीस्ट यू कैन बेयर योर ओन एक्सपेंसेस, योर यानी रेंट, खाना, वो सब आप निकाल सकते हो उस कैजुअल सैलरी से. हाउ इजी और डिफिकल्ट इज इट टू फाइंड अ जॉब एज एन इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया? मतलब कैजुअल जॉब्स ढूंढना कितना मुश्किल है या कितना आसान है?
एक थिंग व्हिच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट जो मैं कहूंगा इज यहाँ पे स्पेशली इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया, इवन टू गेट अ कैजुअल जॉब, इट्स नॉट लाइक अगर आप कंपेयर करो then people don't give much importance back in India. अगर आप एक retail place में काम कर रहे हो तो it becomes like kind of you don't work there, right? If you study, you either work for a tech company or big places. But here, every job is given importance. That's a different thing about Australia, क्योंकि the pay is good in any domain, whether it be retail, construction, and everything. और जब आप आते हो student की तरह, तो it becomes very important that you approach the employer in a good way, a presentable way. People need resume even for casual jobs out here. So it's not like you walk in and go there and just get it like that. So resume बहुत matter करता है, and your presentation, at the same time your communication skills, because casual jobs अगर आप students के देखें mostly, तो it would be based around customer service. तो वो लोग ये देखते हैं कि how presentable you are, how confident you are in talking to a person, and different sort of things. They won't consider कि ठीक है चलो आपको Java कितना आता है या Python कितना आता है. That's not the thing. When you're a student, it's all about presenting yourself and being confident, and all these things do matter. But the more important thing is reaching out to the right person at the right time. Build your circle. That's what I've been telling to any of the people. कि जब आप नए आते हो, just go around, approach people, just drop in your resume, just leave in your number, so that you never know opportunity kahan se mil jaye. Yeah, so I've seen people even getting good opportunities even in IT when they were a student. Luckily, I was one of them in the later parts of my student career. So it again depends on your networking, social group and all that stuff. आप जितना अपना नेटवर्क बढ़ाते हो, उतना आपके लिए पॉसिबिलिटीज बन जाती हैं कि आपको जॉब मिलने की पॉसिबिलिटीज ज्यादा हो जाती हैं. तो that's what I would suggest people. If you're struggling to get a job, just make sure that you go out, seek LinkedIn, all this help to a certain extent, but then think कि कितने ही लोग apply कर रहे होंगे उसके लिए, right? You're having a platform, so one job will have heaps of people applying for that. The way you can stand out is just reach out to people, know people, because someone might refer you, all that stuff. So yeah, that's what I would suggest people.
Yeah. And funnily enough, my first job, although I was never an international student, and I don't think, Mazhar, I've shared this with you, but my first job was a casual job as well. It turned into a full-time job later. किसी आपको रेफरल मिलता है ना किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, उससे बड़ा पुश आपको कुछ नहीं मिल सकता है. तो आपको लोगों को रीच आउट करना होगा, वो आपको अपनी कंपनी में रेफरल देंगे, उससे आपको जॉब मिलती है. मैं कहती हूँ लोगों को कि you should go and approach people. कब कहाँ से अपॉर्चुनिटी आ जाए, you will never know that. And casual jobs यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है कि बातचीत में मिल जाए. It's a proper process जिसके थ्रू आप गुजरते हो. इंटरव्यूज होते हैं, प्रॉपर आपको रिज्यूमे सबमिट करना होता है. तो जो आप किसी नॉर्मल जॉब के लिए जो प्रोसेस फॉलो करोगे, वो सेम आपको कैजुअल जॉब्स के लिए फॉलो करना होता है. Guys, if you want to check out the casual job process or किस field में casual jobs available, I've made a video on it. I will link it up here. Make sure you check that out. But yeah, that was a really helpful input. Mazhar, I agree कि आपको अपने सर्कल में लोगों को अप्रोच करना पड़ेगा. घर बैठकर तो किसी को जॉब नहीं मिलती है, तो स्ट्रगल है, लेकिन आपको वो इनिशिएटिव खुद लेना पड़ेगा.
Right, correct.
All right, let's move to the next question. I think we covered this, but do you think you earned enough to pay your fees? Or did you earn enough to manage your day-to-day expenses and fees alag tha that was taken care by your family?
Yeah, so I'll put this into kind of two parts. What
Yeah.
I've done, and the second part would be where can you do it? The first part is when I said, like, I had my family backing, luckily, where my family was sponsoring or funding my fees. So that was a very good thing for me, where I didn't have that sort of a pressure, to be honest, whose time pay.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you ask me about the expenses, I would say yes, you can earn enough expenses, because I know people still work 20 hours as a
Huh.
student. But अगर आप 20 hours काम कर रहे हो, then I guess, like, yeah, अगर आप 20 hours में जितना earn कर रहे हो, you can pay your rent and you can survive with all the expenses and bills. That would just be, touch and go, like, kind of आप जितना कमा रहे हो, it would just be enough for your expenses. Again, depends on
Huh.
your lifestyle too. Agar
Huh.
aap, you want to go out and all that stuff. But like on an average, I would say if you work 20 hours, you earn somewhere around $550 per week. And
Yeah.
that's like kind of, on tax, obviously.
Huh.
So that would be good enough for your rent as well as your bills and different sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Coming to the second part, whether people can pay their fees, surviving on their rent, bills, and all that stuff out here, वो एक काफी बहुत ज्यादा stressful चीज है. I've seen
Huh.
people do it. I've seen people going through the struggles.
Hmm.
First thing is, it's difficult to manage your work and your studies if you
Yeah.
have that pressure of paying your fees, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
क्योंकि एक जॉब से you can't do it. Let's keep it simple. आप एक जॉब
So
से you
true.
cannot pay your fees because you gotta pay your expenses, rent and all that. But then think of it that आपको multiple jobs करनी पड़ रही हैं, and एक job आप कर रहे हो tax पे, दूसरी आप कर रहे हो in other way, if you understand.
Yeah.
So ऐसे करके you earn money, but then one important thing is it again depends आप कौन सी uni में पढ़ रहे हो. Or if you're studying in a small institute or a small uni where the fees isn't that high, there are chances that you can do that. But if you're working in a big uni where the fees are like on an average $80,000
Yeah.
for like 2 years, then it becomes like very challenging, very difficult, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't think you can just pay that, because मेरा experience यही कहता है कि I've seen people work day in day out doing different sort of jobs,
Mm-hmm.
and still, like, borrowing money from people and all
Yeah.
that stuff, pay their fees, but then I have to again repay them too, right? So बहुत ज़्यादा
True.
stressful हो जाता है.
Mm-hmm.
You either concentrate on paying your fees
Yeah.
for the uni, or concentrate on studying and getting that sort of skills and all that stuff. So it again depends.
Yeah.
Ki what is your priority, what
Huh.
exactly you've come here for. So that's again a different topic altogether,
Yeah.
where आप क्या करना चाहते हो. But in
Exactly.
simple terms, अगर आपको fees भरनी है यहाँ पे आके खुद से, तो it becomes very challenging, just because you've got to do multiple things, multiple jobs,
Yeah.
which becomes stressful for you. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people reach out to me on Instagram and YouTube, like young students जो यहाँ आना चाहते हैं और मुझसे पूछते हैं कि क्या हम फीस और एक्सपेंस दोनों अफोर्ड कर पाएंगे. But there is something you have to keep in mind कि लॉ आपको सिर्फ 20 hours वर्क करने की परमिट देता है एज अ स्टूडेंट. आप लोग करते हैं उससे ज्यादा, बट टू बी ऑनेस्ट अगर आप पकड़े गए तो आपको डिपोर्ट कर दिया जाएगा. तो प्लीज फॉलो द लॉ और 20 hours ही काम करो. 20 hours में अगर आप सोचो 20 hours काफी होते हैं, तो आपको अपना यूनी का असाइनमेंट भी करना है, यू हैव टू अर्न, यू हैव टू डू योर चोर्स, बहुत कुछ होता है. तो अगर आप सोच रहे हो कि आप फीस पे कर लोगे, इट इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी, बट बहुत स्ट्रेसफुल हो जाएगा एज मजर सेड, क्योंकि आप इतने सारे नाव पे एक साथ पैर नहीं रख सकते हो कि आप खर्चा भी निकाल लो, आप 2-4 जॉब्स भी कर लो, पढ़ाई भी ठीक से करनी है. ऐसा ना हो कि आप 4 जॉब कर रहे हो और पढ़ाई भूल जाओ एंड अल्टीमेटली यू फेल. तो फिर उस यूनिट को वापस करने के लिए यू हैव टू पे द फीस अगेन. तो या इट्स अ विशियस सर्कल, यू हैव टू फिगर आउट व्हाट वर्क्स फॉर यू. बट हाँ, अगर आप सोच रहे हो कि आप यहाँ के पार्ट टाइम जॉब से फीस भी पे कर लोगे और एक्सपेंसेस भी निकाल लोगे, तो टू बी ऑनेस्ट दैट विल बी रियली रियली चैलेंजिंग.
And one thing which you said, I'll just repeat that again. Ki I've seen people who've just done multiple jobs trying to just meet their expenses at the same time, fees pay karni hai. Where obviously they tend to miss the classes and all that stuff because all this stuff. But again, remember one thing कि अगर आप अपने classes miss कर रहे हो, assignments miss कर रहे हो, deadlines miss कर रहे हो, and then you're only thinking about earning money, which is right from your point of view because you got to pay the fees.
Yeah.
But also think that you need to make sure कि आप अपने assignments or deadlines पे concentrate कर रहे हो, because if you fail the subject, you got to pay $4,000 on an average per each
Yes.
subject, which is quite a huge amount in
Yeah.
terms of अगर आप जितना कमा रहे हो, then that goes away in that,
So true.
right? So just imagine कि आप fees भरने के लिए अगर आप यहाँ पे आ रहे हो, you got to take care of your own fees. Then keep in mind that work whatever you want to. That's understandable that आपके ज़रूरतें हैं, you have your own needs. But then even think of it in a point of view where if you know fail a subject, then आपके ऊपर फिर again you have to pay the 4,000, and again that's a waste of time, waste of money. आपको अपना visa extend करना पड़ेगा, a lot of different things. So keep the balance, I would say, कि earn the money, manage your time. That's what I said when I said it becomes stressful and challenging when you got to pay the fees and all that stuff. So keep that sort of things and sort of expectations अपने mind में. If you got to pay the fees, I'll suggest you don't go to the expensive or big universities. Go to the smaller ones. Like I've done a podcast on that on my channel where I've suggested what should students choose in terms of universities. So go check it out in case if you need any sort of help and how to set up expectations and choose universities. So that would help really if you are looking out to come up to Australia.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Let's time travel back to 2018 when you were new to Australia. Tell me, what should an international student do in their first month in Australia?
Sure.
All right, so that was it for today's video, guys. We are going to make a part 2 where I'm going to ask some more interesting questions to Mars about his experience as an international student. So if you have any questions about whatever Mars has spoken, please comment it down in the comment section. I will ask Mars to answer them, or either I will answer them. But make sure to like this video, share it with your friends who are planning to move to Australia as a student. Subscribe to both our channels. Mars's channel's details are also in the description box. Make sure you check that out. His Instagram ID, his YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. And we will see you in the part 2 of this video. Mars, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I'll just add up to that. Like in case if you have any sort of questions, agar, kyunki, as a student, like everyone has a different story. जैसे कि अगर आप experienced बंदे हो, work back in India and coming here, you have a different criteria. अगर आप fresher हो, just graduated as a bachelor coming here, more than happy to help, more than happy to answer any sort of questions with my own experience and expertise. जो भी मेरा है, just reach out to Neha on her channel because she'll be posting it on her channel. Just comment below any questions आपके है. तो अगर आप नेहा को भी इंस्टा पे डीएम करेंगे तो मे बी विल डाउन द लाइन डू इंस्टा लाइव to answer the questions too. So yeah, just happy to help. Reach out in case if you have any sort of questions. To make sure you subscribe to her channel because she's been doing some crazy interesting stuff for immigrants and all the pointers to help out people. If you get time, just subscribe to my channel too, because yeah, I've been starting to do some consistent stuff too.
Thanks, Maz, and we will see you next time. Stay safe, guys. Bye.